Hello there. I've been sick the last few days, so the content that you've been seeing has been kind of pre-recorded. I actually put it together after I started feeling a little bit queasy when I combined Nando's and a dark room, which is not a good mix because you can't see exactly what you're eating and you assume that the people that cooked it did a good job, which they clearly didn't. So I haven't had a chance to talk about some of the big things or weird things out there that have sort of hit the headlines the last couple of days. Like, how did we go from replacing Minion Memes to using Grogu memes? When did that happen? And is that like shorthand for middle-aged people? Are they the ones using it like they were with the Minion Memes? These are big questions, which I will delve into at some stage. But I'm more curious right now about the idea of opposition for the sake of opposition and why that's a really, really bad place to be for any party going into an election year, which is exactly what we've seen over the last couple of days. And it happened on budget night when National did this. They turned around and said, we're going to roll that back. We're going to start charging people $5 again for prescriptions because I don't think that's a very fair system. They've turned around since then and said we want to do something more targeted, people with community services cards and people with gold cards, for example. But this $5 prescription thing, it can be a hurdle for people for a whole bunch of reasons that you might not necessarily realize if you've never had to deal with them yourself. So something like picking up birth control every time you pick it up, that's a $5 subscription. And if you're struggling to make ends meet, $5 can be a lot. That's a loaf of bread or a bottle of milk. That, when you've got to choose, is a really difficult thing to do. And of course, the free prescriptions mean better long-term healthcare. It means less pressure on our health services from people who weren't able to pick up their medications because of that barrier. And for some people, it might not seem like a big barrier. And for those people, you've obviously never struggled to put $5 together to try and deal with something that shouldn't be that hard to deal with. So this reaction from National to just be opposite because the opposition is really stupid to sit down and watch. And the amount of backlash that it got was instant, like literally instant. As soon as that went up online, Twitter went to work on it because it's a stupid position to take, to turn around and say this one really incredibly popular policy is going to be repealed. That makes no sense. Not at all. It should be a we'll look into it, we'll improve it, we'll consider it. Or focus on other things like the fact that there wasn't more money for GPs or educators. Not that National would ever give more money for GPs or educators, but it's something that you can focus on and actually legitimately bring up in opposition. But no, they didn't do that. They were just going to repeal everything that the government said that they were going to do. Opposition for the sake of opposition.